Welcome everyone to today's class, which is a tricked out treat cart. So we are getting ready for Halloween and we are going to trick out one of those three-tier carts for Michael's with a little bit of flair, a little bit of pizzazz, using some different Cricut designs, using some vinyl, and really just making this cart extra fun. So I love Halloween, my absolute favorite holiday. And so one of the things that I do at my house for Halloween is I make a giant candy spider web. So I started it during COVID when I wasn't sure I wanted to be around people. So I just used some string and some clothespins, and I clothespin little pieces of candy all over a spider web that I kind of create in my front yard. And then kids just come and take the candy off the spider web. And I kind of sit there and tell them like, hey, you can have this many pieces or whatever. So this year, what I'm planning is I'm going to have my tricked out treat cart with my spider web. And I became a little bit obsessed with crocheting pumpkins this year. So if you haven't seen this class yet, it's already on YouTube. So I crocheted way too many pumpkins. I was very obsessed. I could not stop. Any kind of yarn I could get my hands on, I just kept crocheting pumpkins. So I'm going to add these crochet pumpkins to my treat cart too. And I've decided that the kids can have candy. And then if the parents or anybody else wants one of my cute little crochet pumpkins, that I can give those away on Halloween too. So come to my house, of course. But we're going to be working on our Cricut machines today. So you can use any Cricut device. You can use a Joy, you can use an Explorer, you can use a Maker. Any of those things are going to work for what we're doing. We're just going to be cutting out some vinyl. We're going to be applying it. You can kind of see my treat cart in my background, but I'll show you a better picture of this. And oh, there we go. So this is one version of the treat cart. To trick or to treat? That is the question. It has some fun skulls. It has some fun candles, things like that. You can kind of see like a little hidden rat here too, but it's black. So it just kind of pops out when you least expect it. But I have made the other side of my cart into kind of what I would assume looks like a white cart. And the design that I'm going to be doing with you in class is going to be one that we can put onto a white cart. So your first choice is black cart or white cart. Or if you already have a Michael's three-tier cart, you can always use whichever cart you have and kind of get it ready with your vinyl. So now I'm going to teach you a little bit about Cricut Design Space. Feel free, people who are with me today online live, to put in the chat if you have never used Design Space or if you've never used a Cricut, if you need a little bit more explanation than what I'm going through, if you need me to slow down or answer any questions, I'd be happy to do that. So I will be using a Cricut Explore 2. So it's not the latest and greatest model. It's just my handy one that I use all the time, and it just serves me really well. So if you have a Maker, if you have an Explorer, if you have a Joy, all of those machines will be perfect for this project. So I'm going to start off by showing you how to find the designs for the carts that we're going to be working on together. So I'm going to share my screen and I am going to go to Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to help you find me, Megan, on Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to share my screen in just a moment. Here we go. Now, at the top left-hand corner, there's a search bar. So if you type in Meghan Fahey, Meghan Fahey, into the search bar, then you can scroll down. There'll be a couple of Meghan projects that pop up from just any other Meghans that may have made a project. And then down here in the section where it says community members, you'll be able to see me, Meghan Fahey, right here. If you click on me, you're going to be able to see some of the different classes that I've taught using the Cricut machine for Michael's. So I've had a really cool paper flower class. That's a lot of fun. We've also done some etching on glass using our Cricut. We did some tumblers. We've done some labeling using the Joy. So then you can also see these two different versions of the tricked out treat cart. So the one that I showed you live is this one that says to trick or to treat. That is the question. So this is on the black cart, and then the white cart over here is the one that I'm going to be working on with you in class today. So we're going to be doing some of the little village with all the different pops of color. We're going to add the words trick or treat. And so I would put this design onto a white cart, or turn your black cart into a white cart like I did by adding some white vinyl or some white paper or something like that. You can also make the design that we're going to be using work on a black cart just by doing a little bit of shadowing behind it. So all of that's going to be able to work. I purposely made the tricked out treat cart number one using elements from Cricut that should all be free. So if you don't know very much about Cricut, Cricut has something called Access, which is like a subscription. And so in order to do the white card that we're doing today, you might actually need the Access subscription in order to get some of the elements that I'm going to use. So here are some of the elements that are going to show up on the canvas. So we'll see our trick or treat words and different things like this. If you haven't already, whatever machine you're using, I'm using an Explore, but if you're using a Maker and a Joy, you should change your canvas to whatever kind of machine that you're using. And then we're going to be able to hit the button that says Make. And I've broken this project into different mats, and we're going to use different mats and different colors in order to make the different elements that we'll put together to make this cart. So you'll see on the left-hand side the different mats that I'm going to be using, and I purposely picked colors to kind of represent the colors that I suggest, but of course you can use whatever colors you want to. So all of that is available to you to do as you please. So this first black mat is going to be all of those basic little spooky village kind of cutouts. And then we have some extra bats that we can kind of use like stickers and place wherever we want to. And these black little village pieces, we're going to pop colors on top of. So then we're going to cut one of those villages on yellow, and we'll kind of cut out this little church or cut out this little cottage, and we can put those colorful pieces on top of the black pieces to kind of go back and forth with different colors. We can also cut it out using this purple color. And then I'm going to have the words for the trick or treat, which will go in the middle tier of my cart on some green. But these are just colors that I suggested. Having the colors in Design Space doesn't guarantee that they come out that color. What guarantees that is you putting your proper vinyl in. So we are going to cut one of these together. I think let's go ahead and cut, let's go ahead and cut this yellow or gold one together. I'm going to use kind of an orange color. So I'm going to hit the continue button, and because I'm using an Explore, I have a dial on my machine. I'm going to show you my face in just a moment. So I have a dial on my machine that I'm going to put to vinyl because that's the material that I'm going to use. And I'm going to be using some Make Market vinyl, and I'm going to be putting it onto my Make Market cutting mat, and I'm going to put it into my Cricut device. And I'm going to cut one of these layers just to kind of show you that whole process from start to finish of how to do those. So I'm taking a piece of orange, and the height of the cart is 3.5 inches or 3 inches. So you want to make sure you have at least 3.5, if not 4 inches of vinyl that you can put onto your mat. So Felicia, if you want to go to the overhead, I'm going to show you me putting this vinyl onto the mat. And I'm just lining it up. You can kind of see the bottom of my machine and me lining it up onto my sticky mat. And I have more than enough of those 3.5 inches. And I have this 12 inches in width going across. And with my machine, I'm just going to place this in here, and I'm going to feed it into my machine. You might have seen me hit this button that puts the tray in and out and pushes that mat in and out. And then going back and sharing my screen, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and make sure that you're ready to go for making this design. So it is finding my Cricut device, and I have a Explore Air 2. So it's connecting with my Bluetooth in my studio right now. It knows because of the dial that I'm using vinyl, so it's set that to vinyl. And then there's going to be a flashing Cricut button on my machine. And so I'm going to go to that flashing button on my machine, and I'm going to go ahead and press that. And it's going to do its magic, and it's going to cut this beautiful orange design. So with all these designs, kind of the idea of what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the black background of kind of like the spooky little village, and we're going to take some of the other colors. We're going to cut it in orange, and we're going to cut it in purple, and kind of pop out some of those different elements by kind of overlaying some of those stickers onto this village. And then you can imagine that we're going to be using that village going all the way across the top tier and the bottom tier of the cart. And then in the middle of the cart, we're going to have our little message that says trick or treat. And if they want a trick, I wonder what kind of tricks we're going to give them. So I think I'm only going to give out treats, but that's me. So we can see this cutting and it's doing a good job. And it's not going to take forever, but the first mat that's black is going to have, once you have that cut, it's going to have several of the seams on the same piece. And then you're just going to spend a little bit of time weeding all of those. And I'll show you how to do that with some of the tools. But what's nice about that first cut is that on one mat, we're going to get several of the villages and we're going to get several of the bats. I know it's hard to see on there, but then we're going to go through and we're going to be able to weed those and see our little bats and see our little villages. And then I'll show you how to put these pieces together and eventually adhere them onto the cart as well. So we have lots of work to do together. And if you have any questions or if I'm going too fast, please let me know in the chat and I'll be happy to stop and go back and answer anything that I can. So I'm not that far on the Cricut journey myself. I've probably only been using a Cricut machine for about 2 years. So I'm still learning for sure. And so if you have any other tips or a different way that you might do it, feel free to share that in the chat too, because we're just a really nice crafting community here, all kind of learning all these different things together. While this is cutting, I also want to tell you about some of the tools that I'm going to be using. So Make Market has a really nice set of tools that comes with a scraper tool. It comes with a couple of different versions of the weeding tool. But if you have at least these two, the scraper and this weeding tool, you're going to be ready to go for this project. You're also going to want to have some Make Market transfer paper. So the transfer paper is going to help us get it from the mat and from the background paper onto the actual cart and kind of place it where we want to place it. So if you have some of this material, that would be great. And what I'm using in my machine right now is an orange permanent Make Market vinyl. So this is like a pumpkin kind of color. I'm also going to be using a green color for the trick or treat words. I'm definitely using a permanent black vinyl in order to do all the little cute little villages. And I'm going to pop a color with some purple vinyl. And these are kind of the colors that I'm using on my white cart in order to make that cute little village with the trick or treat words. So there is a question that says, I only have a black cart. How long and wide should I make a white piece to fit the front of it? That is a great question. And I definitely did that too. So I can completely understand. What I ended up doing was I took a piece of white vinyl from the roll and I think I still have my large roll. Yep. It's longer than 12 inches. So if you want to do 12 inches, you can cut it 3.5 by the 12, and then you'll place that on, but then you might need to do 2 more pieces on either sides in order to wrap around the rest of the cart kind of thing. So at least that. Another idea is if you do have a black cart, but you want to do this black design with us, I used a piece of yellow vinyl. And so you can build on the yellow vinyl and then I can just peel this away like a giant sticker and stick this on. And then I don't have to worry about making my cart into a white cart. I can kind of just have the yellow as a background or something like that. Or I could build on the white and then place it on like a sticker too. There might be a little bit of seaming. So I just need to make sure I line my stickers up. Or if you have a longer roll, go ahead and cut, I believe, I can check for you. I believe it's about 16 inches across. I'm going to go to my cart real quick and check. It's 15 inches going across on the cart. And it's about 3 inches wide. So if you are cutting your vinyl, you can see that I cut it about probably 18 or 20 so that I had a little bit to wrap around. And then the way that I attached it was I kind of cut the corners and I cut right here. I cut 2 little slits. I put that corner in first and then I folded under on either one of those corners in order to give me a nice white surface. So feel free to use the black surface or feel free to make your own white surface. Or if you want to start with a different color cart completely, you can make all of these designs work for that too. So now I'm back to my machine And on my machine, I have a flashing light because it's ready for this mat to come out. So I press this flashing button, my mat has been released, and then I'm able to peel this up. And I have my orange little village. I'm going to move this machine a little bit further back. And I'm going to show you the process of weeding. So when you cut something, especially when you're cutting a lot of the black villages on the same piece, I like to use a paper cutter, but if you don't have a paper cutter, any normal scissors will work as well. So why I like to use a paper cutter is just to keep my lines pretty straight and just do it fast because I would like to get that under control. So you see that I'm just kind of slicing through and finding one of these villages at a time. You're going to start seeing it pretty soon. You can't see it yet, but I'm going to cut apart these different pieces and I'm going to go back to this orange piece and I'm going to cut it down a little bit too, because then I'm going to have some extra vinyl that I can keep to the side. And if I want to make another village or if I want to make any other extra little pops of orange, I still have plenty of orange to use. You could use this as a backdrop too if you want to build your orange village or build your black village on top of this orange piece as well. And then I have a little bit of extra over here too that I'm going to cut down. And then once I do a little bit of weeding, you're going to easily see what is going on this piece that I'm showing you right now.
Hey, Megan, did you determine or state that whether that is permanent vinyl or
HDB. Yeah, so this is permanent vinyl, and you know for sure on the back, it usually has it written down. So this is a permanent vinyl. You can, another option, thank you, Felicia, for reminding me, is you can use a removable vinyl too. So if you want to make the treat cart for Halloween, but you want to take it off and make it into a hot cocoa bar for the winter, or if you want to make it into a birthday wrapping station or something like that for the future, you can use a removable vinyl instead of a permanent vinyl, and then you can take these pieces back off. But I'm using a permanent vinyl because Halloween is my permanent favorite holiday. So I'm using this weeding tool to pierce into the background of the village. And that helps me to kind of peel this up like a sticker. And I'm going to slowly reveal the outline of the village and kind of use my fingers and use the tool to help me weed out the parts that I don't want anymore. There we go so far. You'll see this extra border too, so I can take that off. When I make my cuts on Design Space, and I'm gonna go back and show you again real quick. When I make my cuts on Design Space, I purposely leave space. So I'll put these boxes around the words and around the things. And why I put those boxes around the words is so that I can just peel up the box around the letters trick or treat. And then the only waste that I'm using is that little box. And I can keep the scrap intact on the other part and use that for one of my other projects. Now, especially when you're peeling off your bats, you might want to keep those because the little bats, the background to when I pulled these bats up might be something fun to put on a piece of cardstock and make into a cute little card or something like that too. So you don't have to get rid of all your scraps. You can find new ways to use them too. But I'm going to go ahead and pull this up, this extra border, because this is not what I want to put on my final cart. And then there are some pretty intricate details inside of the village. So inside of the village, we have some doors, we have some windows. So I'm going to take a moment here and go ahead and get pretty intense with these. And I'm peeling them up and kind of sticking them onto my tool. And everybody does this differently, but I like to collect all my stickers on my fingers. There are some special weeding little tools that can go on your wrist, and you can kind of release the weeding things into a little catcher. Felicia, what do you use for your weeding? Do you have anything special?
I actually do a couple of different things. So I also sometimes will just collect them all together.
Yeah.
Another good option is if you have a lint roller,
Oh,
you can actually put them on a lint roller so it'll collect it all and and stick. And I too also have I think they have one that can also that looks like a ring that can go
Yeah,
on your finger.
yeah, I've seen that too. Yep. So Felicia does a lot of weeding and a lot of different vinyl designs and things too. So she's got a lot of experience to help us out.
You know, and I was gonna make mention when you was talking about the box. A good idea to put a box on if you are using glitter vinyl
Oh,
and you have words, it's also good to be able to put a square or box around it just so you know where you
the
would.
edge.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Just helps. But I think, I mean, and you can, if you don't have the patience or if you don't have the eyeballs to be able to find all these tiny pieces, it's still adorable without weeding all those pieces out. But you can tell that it just really gets a lot more character by taking your time and grabbing those extra pieces and weeding them out. There are also ways to take the same design and do different contours. So you'll notice on this silver one, if I decide to put a black village on a black cart, I could also pop it onto something with like a contour behind it so that it's just like a little extra shadow behind it so that the black would be able to see black on black with just that little bit of shadow behind it. And then this is a lot less weeding too, because there's not as many of the doors and windows. There's just a couple of little spaces you need to go back and grab. But I really like doing all those little details. And then I like kind of offsetting the little building so that you can see a little pop of that black just because it gives it a little bit more dimension and it kind of makes it look really cute and kind of special. So I'm going to keep going with my village, but please ask us questions if you have any.
And also as another quick idea is that if you have a lot of little pieces and it's an intricate cut, you can also do such a thing called reverse weeding, which
Mm.
means that you would actually put it on your carrier sheet or your transfer paper and then take them off, which helps as well.
That's genius. It will be worth it. So today in class, we have about an hour to work on this together. So I would say the cutting of all the different pieces is probably going to take you about a half hour because you are going to do about 4 different mats and 4 different colors. And then that weeding, it's going to take a little bit of time too. But then when you actually get to the assembly part, when you have all your stickers and have all your pieces, I do think the assembly is probably only going to take you about 5 or 10 minutes. So altogether, I would probably leave about an hour and a half or so for this craft, maybe 2 hours, depending on how quickly and how intricately you're spending your time with your weeding. You'll also notice right now I'm holding it up instead of keeping it on my table, and that's so that I can kind of bend the edges and be able to grab some of these stickers a little bit faster and a little bit more easily. But you'll figure out all kinds of tricks that work for you as you go on your weeding adventure. Some people hate weeding with a passion. Honestly, I could do this all day. Like, I just like really repetitive things. I love diamond art. I love little tiny dots. I could just do this. It's relaxing, but it stresses some people out. So maybe find a friend who loves it as much as I do to help you out. Or get those little fingers in your household. Maybe they can help you. Just about there. I love this little skull at the very end. So it has like a couple of gravestones, it has a skull, it has some bats that are kind of flying around in the background. I just love all these cute little details. You got a little pumpkin in the graveyard next to that cottage. So what I did with this design is I didn't create the design. There's a different designer who had this already. And I just kind of placed them together in a different way in order to make one continuous strip that we can kind of put onto our cart and kind of line the bottom of each one of those shelves with this cute little cutout. All right, so now that I have that weeded, I'm going to take my basic shape and I'm going to do it in black. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut apart some of these different villages that I've done in purple and that I've done in orange. So you can imagine that I would take the time to cut this in purple, I would cut it in orange, and I would cut all the sheets that have black. So I can do several of these little lineups. This is, I don't know how many inches this is. That's a good question. This is about 8 inches. So probably two of these to go across, two of the black full strips will go across the top, and then two of the black full strips will go across the bottom, and in the middle we'll write the words trick or treat. So I'm going to use some of my cute little intricate scissors, also from my Make Market tool set. And I'm going to pick one of the churches, houses, something like that. And I'm going to make a little cut. So if I'm picking this particular house right here, I'm going to follow that diagonal and I'm going to cut it like here. And I'm going to cut it over here. And I'm going to cut the bat off. And then I can peel this up like a sticker, because basically that's what this permanent vinyl is. Looks like I need to cut through the tree over here to kind of separate that. But I'm going to keep the tree in black, and I'm going to take this piece of purple that's now kind of like a sticker, and I'm going to lay it over top of the black church here. So I have a little bit of a cut that I want to kind of even out. And if you want to cut off the bats, I think I'm going to cut off the bats so that the bats pop in black rather than purple. But that part's completely up to you. So I'm cutting down the bats. Love it. And then I'm going to go ahead and place this, and I might purposely place it a little bit off so that I get a little bit of that black shadow. And then I love the way that that purple sits on the black background. Kind of gives me a little bit of the shadow in here, if you can see that. And it also gives you those black bats that are still flying in the background. And then maybe you can leave a couple of these cottages and a couple of these little steeples in black. And maybe I go to my orange piece, and I'm going to take this middle house and I'm going to cut it using my scissors. And I'm going to cut towards the bottom. Here we go. And I'm going to cut along this line over here. And I can peel this off like a sticker. And I can place this little place right on top of there too. I'm going to cut off the orange bat so that the back bat stays black. Cut that down with my scissors. And then I'm going to offset this one just a tiny bit too, so I can get a little bit of that black shadow behind it. Struggling. There we go. Love it. Ooh, I like that one a lot. So I like how I can still see a little bit of that black behind it. And I kind of pushed it over to the side. It's nice that you don't have to perfectly align it. And the fact that you didn't perfectly align it kind of actually helps and makes it look pretty cool. I also just love this little pumpkin right here. So I'm going to go to my orange piece, and I'm going to cut out that orange pumpkin. So I'm just playing with the design and kind of seeing things that I want to be certain colors. I could go back to the purple sheet and maybe take this cross and make it a purple cross on the black background. So you can really just play around with it. I do believe that the tool set I put on the shopping list has tweezers too. So when you get to these teeny tiny little pieces, feel free to use those as well. But like, how cute is that? That in this little village, you got that orange pumpkin. This bat's just flying out here. You can change the colors of the bats too, and just go back and forth between all the different pieces that you have and kind of play around with what color do you want different things to be. So maybe over here, I want to make this gravestone purple. So I can cut out just this gravestone and make it pop. And I can use the same purple on two different black designs, because some of the ones I'm using on this one, I'm leaving behind some other pieces that I could use on another one of these black strips to get another little village that has different pops of color. So I'm going to take off this teeny tiny little gravestone. Just add a little pop of color right there with that purple. Feel free to use other colors if you want to add in some greens or if you want to add in some yellows. All of those are a good idea. And then maybe I'm going to add in a little bit of this fence, but make the fence orange. So I'm going to go to my orange piece. And
Megan,
yes,
it would have been nice if you would have done a yellow so that maybe in those spots where the windows are.
yes. Oh my gosh, you're right. And I actually thought of that, believe it or not. And I have something to show you. So thank you for reminding me so that it like glows. Is that what you're talking about, please?
Yes, yes.
Right? Okay. So let me get this down and then I'll go with that. How stinking cute is that little fence right there? All right. So what Felicia is saying is that behind this, you can have a yellow poke out. So it looks like it's the colors that there are lights on inside. So I showed you before that contour piece that was silver that I could use as kind of like a background shadow. Let me see if I can find that again and kind of play with that for you. So you can also contour in yellow instead of silver. And so notice how I didn't have to weed out any of those stickers. Or any of those little windows. I left them all yellow. And the reason why I left them yellow is because when I stack this black on top of it, that yellow is going to shine through. So I think I need to be a little bit more precise with my lining up. So I am going to use some transfer tape at this point. And with my transfer tape, there's one side that has grid marks on it, and there's another side that's clean. So I'm going to peel this up and use the sticky side is going to go down onto my black village. And I'm going to place the black village on top of the yellow outline. And going along with what Felicia said too, guess what? Make Market also has glow in the dark vinyl. So imagine if you put some of this glow in the dark behind the houses and just those windows popped with that glow in the dark, or you made the shadow glow in the dark. How cool would that be? So I'm going to put this transfer tape over my black design. And I'm going to use my scraper tool to make sure that it kind of sticks on it. And then I'm going to take off the backing paper. And I'm putting this design is now onto the transfer tape. I'm going to line up the transfer tape with this yellow background. Let me see, make sure I get a good angle so I can put it in the right place. Ooh. Love it. What do you think, Felicia?
Yes.
Yes, right?
Awesome.
Right. So like if this was glow in the dark material, or if this is yellow, or if it's like a spooky red or something like that, then you can add even more fun and just use those shadows and put that onto your white cart also. So I love that idea. Thank you so much for reminding me that I had that sitting over there too. Didn't even remember. I think I'm going to decorate one more, and then we're going to start getting to our cart. So let me kind of color this particular little town by adding some of those color pieces that I left off the last time. We'll see what all we're working with so far, and then we'll start putting the town together. So this is what I have so far. I used purple for this big one, so maybe I want to leave it black this time, and maybe I want to pop out this little cottage instead, because we're going to put these lines together and kind of have like a whole string of the little village. So I want to pop different things than I did last time. And also you want to pop different things because you have different things left on this one piece that you did. So if I can find my scissors again, here they are. I'm going to find this little cottage. I'm going to leave the tree and leave the pumpkin, but just take the cottage. So I'm cutting along the sides to kind of free this up and make it its own sticker. I'm going to peel it off the backer paper. And I do have a little bit of extra over here that I'm going to cut down so that it's just the roof of my cottage. And I could place this. And then I got that pop-up purple for the cottage right there. I think I'm going to do this little house in orange. So on my orange sheet, I have the little orange house. Cutting it close to it and peeling that off. So if anyone is able to make any kind of cart, either the black cart with the to trick or to treat, or this cart, I would love to see what kind of things, how you played with it. If you used any of that glow in the dark, or if you use different colors, I would love to see what you end up making. So feel free to share with us at Learn with Michaels, which is our classes Instagram. You can also check out some different things that I've been working on for some different Michaels classes on my personal Instagram, which is the number 4M Coleman. And you can kind of see some of the other things I was talking about, like that crochet pumpkin class I was obsessed with. We've done some cool paint pouring. We've done all kinds of things to get ready for Halloween. So, oh, we even did a rainbow costume. If you still need a last minute costume, you can check out our Michael's YouTube channel and get some ideas for some last minute things too. Gonna do a purple spooky bell tower over here. And let me know if you have any questions. If any of you are new to Cricut and are not really sure some of the design space ins and out, I might be able to help you with a little bit of that. I think I'm going to cut the bat off so that the bat isn't purple. I'm just going to follow the line of the roof. So I'm building all of this on these black backgrounds, but if you would like to, and if you're not teaching a class in front of people, you can put the black directly onto the cart and then keep putting these stickers and building these stickers on the cart. But I think it's going to be easier for me to show you by building on the table and then putting it onto the cart. So feel free to do that in a different order if it makes more sense for you. I love that little black bat in between the purple pieces of that particular spooky village. So I think we got some good spooky village vibes going on that we can kind of cut and piece together in order to do the top tier and the bottom tier. And then if you haven't already, you should use your green vinyl and go ahead and find the mat that has the trick or treat. And you will be able to weave those. And we'll have these words to put onto the middle section. And we'll have these to put onto the top. And then I think we'll be able to assemble our cart. So let's go over to the cart. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Remember that this is what the other side looked like. So the other cart option I gave you in the Cricut design space, all of these fonts and the skulls and the candles that were created, we're using the free version. So you shouldn't have to need Cricut access in order to grab all of those fonts. But the fonts and the cute little village design that I'll be using on this side, you will probably need a Cricut access subscription to make that happen. So I'm going to be taking the little village and I'm going to be placing it here. And since there are so many little tiny things, I could peel it up like a giant sticker like I've been doing and put it down, but I am going to take a moment and use some transfer tape and do it for real. So let me grab a piece of transfer tape that's a little bit bigger. And I'm going to match it up to my size. Felicia, do you mind switching to my overhead, please? Just for a moment while I prepare this, and then we'll come back to the cart view. So I'm cutting down some transfer paper to be able to grab all those tiny little pieces. And definitely you can reuse transfer paper multiple times. So don't throw out any scraps. You never know what little pieces you might need to place somewhere else. I'm going to take the sticky part off of the carrier sheet of the transfer tape. And feel free to use your weeding tool if you can't get that corner up. And I'm going to put this transfer tape sticky side down. So this is the sticky side down onto my village. And I'm going to use my scraper tool in order to make sure that that's all going to adhere to my transfer tape. And then I'm going to take the backing paper off of my transfer tape. And I will have transferred my design onto the transfer tape. Ooh. And now I'm ready for the cart view. So on my cart I go. And I'm going to line up the village. I'm lining the black line along the bottom as close as I can. I am going to use my scraper tool to make sure that I'm kind of varnishing this. Using that scraper tool, making sure that it's sticking to, in this case, that white vinyl behind it, but in your case, it might be the actual white cart. And then I'm going to gently peel away the transfer tape. Ooh. We have our first look at part of our spooky village. I love how the different colors are showing up, and you can see all that. We can easily attach some of the other pieces. So maybe I want to take the ones that I have the yellow background lighting, and maybe I'm just going to cut a little portion of those to piece in here, and then I can piece a little bit more of the orange and purple. So let's pick out, maybe I just want this little piece right here. So I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm going to cut a straight line here and here. And I'll show you again in just a moment what I'm doing. I still had my transfer tape on this one from before. So I'm going to peel off the backer of the transfer tape. And you can see the yellow on the back of this one. And then I'm going to line this up down here. Cute, 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 cute. Love it. I'm peeling that transfer tape off and getting that cute little village with the yellow background. And then I'll take another piece of one of my other parts of the village. So it looks like the end of my cart. I could go a little bit further. I think I'm going to cut to here. This time I'm going to show you without the transfer tape, just to kind of show you the difference and see. It might be that you can do it without the transfer tape, so we'll try it together. I think this is going to fit pretty nicely. To fit all the way across that top portion. So let me go ahead and peel this off, and we'll try it without the transfer tape. See if we're able to do it. It is pretty. Those bats might give me a little bit of trouble, but we'll see. I might be able to do it. Okay, here's the skirt. What's nice about this village, it has that black bar going all the way across. Really gives me a nice place to line all these pieces up. Kind of keep that consistent.
Now, as I watch you, that's a great point to make, that if you are not satisfied in where you're placing it, peel it back while you're going, especially if you're using permanent vinyl, because
Yes,
sometimes when you put that permanent vinyl on there,
you're
you
done.
will not be able to peel it back up.
You are done. It is permanent and you are done. I love how this is looking so far. And then we do have, in the cuts that we're doing, we have all these cute little bats. So you can feel free to take these off. I do think that, especially when you're doing like one at a time, these bats are pretty easy to adhere, just pretending like they're stickers. Just adding some of that. There's different sizes so that they can look like they're a little bit further away from you in the distance. Maybe another one over here. So far that is looking pretty adorable. We have our second shelf, which is going to be our words, where we're going to have our trick or treat. So I made the trick or treat words pretty big. The or is going to be pretty small. I am going to use transfer tape. So let's go to the overhead and I'll prepare all of these with transfer tape. And then we'll come back to the cart and I'll show you me putting all of those words onto the cart. So we're doing a lot in this hour. We're getting this cart done. It is going to be ready for all my trick-or-treaters and any crochet enthusiasts who might come to my neighborhood and get themselves a crochet pumpkin. That's going to be fun too. I'm going to put the word or onto the same transfer sheet when I find it. Or it's just going to be trick treat, you know? I'm sure someone can teach a good class on how to keep yourself organized while crafting, but that is not my skill set. So I'm going to need somebody else to teach me that class. So here I have my treat. I'm going to put transfer paper on my trick. And then I'm going to see if I can find my or. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Okay. Oh, look at that. Here it is. There we go. So I have my treat or. I'm going to cut that down before I transfer it. And then I need just a little bit more transfer tape in order to get the word trick. So here is this size. And I'm noticing right now that at the top of my trick, I have a tiny little piece of green vinyl. So if I don't take off that vinyl is going to get transferred onto my cart. So I need to make sure that I take off that extra little border so that I don't get anything stray. Especially if you're making t-shirts or using heat transfer vinyl, if you accidentally leave like one of those little pieces up there, then it's going to be much harder for you. Once you press it, like Felicia was saying, once you adhere these things and they're permanent, they're meant to be permanent. So there's not a lot of wiggle room once it's down, and especially with heat transfer vinyl once it's heated. All right. There we go. I'm going to cut the sticky parts down so that I don't have extra things sticking places I don't want them to stick. You don't have to do this. This is just something I like to do. There we go. It's my or. Not going to lose it again. That's for sure. And my trick. I'm going to use my scraper tool to kind of go over these and make sure that they're sticking nicely to the transfer tape. Now, again, transfer tape is much better for letters and words, especially because the spacing gets tricky. If I pull each one of these off one by one and put them onto my cart, it's going to be really hard for me to keep them nicely spaced the way that the font intended them to be. You can do this on both sides or just one. That part's kind of up to you. And then I gently start peeling the backer paper off. And if I see that it's not attaching to the backer paper, I might take a moment and make sure that I go over it one more time with my scraper tool to make sure it's going to stay there. Let me get my or treat. And then we're going to go back to the cart and we're going to apply those. I'll go ahead and use my scraper tool, make sure that the ore is nice and attached to the transfer tape. And make sure the treat is nicely attached. And I'm going to peel this gently up. Beautiful. And now to the cart. All right, we're on the second tier of the cart. Here we go. Ready, Felicia? I'm going to go ahead and put the trick onto the second layer. I'm going to leave that for now. I'm going to put the treat all the way to this side. And then I know to put the ore in between both of them. So I'm taking the backer paper off of the ore. And then I'm just going to release all of the transfer tape from these. I'm going to put it a little tilted like that. I like that look. Then I'm going to release all of this transfer tape. But I might need to use my scraper tool to make sure that it has stuck to the card itself. Okay. Pulling that gently back off. Trick. Good. 4. Nice. And my treats. Aha. Trick or treat. Awesome. Now, check this out. These are my crochet pumpkins. I'm gonna put my crochet pumpkin into this level. Look at all those cute little crochet pumpkins that you can choose from. And then I have a candy bowl for at the top, or I might just dump in to the top of the cart. Look at that. Yes, please. We got all the good candies in here. So I can have people choose from here, or you can choose from the second tier. I'm also going to take the time after the class to do that one last row, but you can imagine that it's going to be exactly the same as how I did this row with the village. And so now I have all my tricks and my treats and my special little crafts in this. Another thing we came up with yesterday was that yesterday we did a wood burning class. And so I was able to wood burn on the front of one of these cute little wooden plywood coffins that Michael's has. So I was talking about yesterday how maybe the people in my neighborhood that I think are like the best dressed, I can take these cute little coffins and put those in a secret tier at the bottom of my cart and give them an award for the best dressed or the best costume. But I really like this cute little plywood coffin. I used some Posca paint pens to go over that. But on this one in particular, all those lines were done using wood burning. And so then after I did wood burning, I just added some color. So I just think that's really cute to give to somebody. So I'll put my coffins on the bottom of my cart. I got my crochet pumpkins in the middle. I got my candy at the top. And you know what? I am ready for trick-or-treating. So here's the other option, and this is the other side where it has 2 trick or 2 treat. And we have these candles. So the candles are going to work a lot like how the village worked, where you're just going to kind of put some things on top of each other. Make sure you're doing all your weeding with your skulls in order to get those together too. Using your transfer tape to keep all your fonts and keep all your letters in line. So we have this side, which is the 2 trick or 2 treat side. And we have this side with a spooky little village and a nice trick or treat on it. I'm going to show you. There we go. Haha. So that's it. That's it for our class today. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a lot of fun. We did a lot of cool things together. So if you got a Cricut machine, if you have design space, and if you have some time, go for it and really trick out those treat carts this year and show off all your Cricut style, show off all your crafting skill, and don't forget to make some crochet pumpkins for everyone. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you come back and learn more crafts with us. We'll see you soon.